Let's talk magicals. These little jars of magic are going to rock your creative world. They are all dye based, which means they will stain anything porous. So they are truly magical. I like to start with a watercolor card. Here, it's just an ATC card. And I just wanted to show you the first piece of the magic with Lindy's is that when you open them, and this is our original jar that we still sell, all the original, we're calling them classic sets that Lindy created quite a few of, and then Tracy, me, kept going. So this particular color, you can see that's the sticker, that's the powder. Not overly exciting, but this is where the magic happens because I've got just a little thing of water over here. Just going to take my paintbrush in, and I like to do kind of a messy technique. You don't have to do this, but I just dip my paintbrush in very little, and you can see this is the powder, and then I mix it in the lid. But look at that color I just created, all from that powder. So you just paint away. That is the beauty of the magic. Now I could let it sit like this and air dry, or I can use my heat gun to speed up the process. On our shimmery magicals, I find that when I heat them, that shimmer really stands out a bit more. So that could be a technique that you could use. And yes, I know I just put the wet on there. That's why I said this is a messy technique. You don't have to follow it. So how to use these guys? The basics are going to be really basic, and that is kind of what you just saw me do with just watercoloring. And I'll just use another color to show you, since kind of a yellow, and I'll do it in a more professional manner and get a little water. Is that in camera? Yes. Get a little water in there, and then I'll take a little bit of powder and I'll mix it over here first, because then add a little bit more water. I can do two different techniques with watercoloring. I can do wet on, this is just a dry piece of watercolor paper, or I can start with a wet piece of watercolor paper. And of course I don't have as much here, but you can see it's a much softer look when you do wet. They call it wet on wet, wet on dry, wet on wet. And then our amazing designers over the years found that not only are they that awesome just to color with, but we've got this super cool technique that is very simple. Spritz my watercolor paper, and I'm going to use a fan brush, and I'm going to tell you I am not the best at this technique, but you just sprinkle with the fan brush and you get this amazing, I'm going to zoom in if I can, amazing look of all of the tiny colors that make up the base dye, and they start to come through. And I'm just going to leave it like this. I'm going to let it air dry. I could heat dry it either way, but you get to see all the little tiny colors that make up the original powder. It's pretty cool. And that particular technique brought us on this long journey, seemed long to me, of finding the perfect jar that we could get this look in a much more simplified way than using the fan brush technique that I am not very good at. And over the course of the years, we went through, you might still see them around, a shaker jar that we got. They had little flaps that I've ripped off because I didn't care for them that much, and they were a mess. I apologize to anyone who had them. And then we found these great little sifter jars. Oh, and you can't really see it because I didn't pick a very good one, but it has those little holes in it like a makeup container. And that worked really well to do the sprinkle technique. However, there were only so many of them. So I kept looking, finally came up with, and actually had made for us, our amazing, wonderful, spectacular shaker jar. So you will recognize this. Let me pan out a little bit here. You will recognize this from a lot of our current product pictures and videos and all that stuff because we are all in love with that jar. Because let me just show you how cool he is. I'm gonna pick, I think I'll do this guy. This is Lizzie's Cup of Tea Teal from Tea and Crumpets set. And I like to tap the top because no matter what we do, that darn powder loves to be magical on your paper and in the jar itself. Oh, and of course I'm gonna pick one that's not even messy or dirty, so I look like a liar. Anyway, so this is the shaker jar, how you'll get it. Hopefully he's this tidy. And he has this little flippy flappy, that's the technical term, uh, topper here that you can then close to keep it nice and tight and clean and lovely. But he also, you can see it's like a spice jar. So then if I want to do the sprinkle technique, just water again. I just sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. And look at that, how perfect. And not only can I do the great sprinkle technique, I can also kind of pop that little lid off and go back and do the standard watercoloring. I'll put a little water down here to show you. Oh, that's going to be too much water. I don't want to guck up my powder. So there he is again. Same technique that we did before, just a simple watercolor technique. Now, obviously, I could take some of this powder. I tend to like to use this. I think it's a ceramic tool I have from college. And I like to just pick up a little powder and do the same thing rather than just the paintbrush. You could do either one. That is our magical shaker jar. We sell these guys in 5-packs, and they actually come separate. You can put them together, obviously. And we sell them where you can pick one of the 5-pack sets, whether you're purchasing it at the same time or whether you already have it in your stock. You can get the circle stickers that were on the original jars that you can then put on your shaker jar when you transfer the powder. Just know that these jars have less powder in them than these jars. So when you fill them, you're going to go, wait a minute, it's not that full. Well, that's because that jar's not as big. How to use these babies and the difference between them. First, we have 3 types of magicals. We have our flat magicals, our shimmery magicals, and our glitzy magicals. They're relatively self-explanatory, but I wanted to show you, at least on our labeling, if there is no term other than magical, they are a starburst, which are our shimmer sprays. I did that originally in the labeling to keep things relatively straightforward, but I think it still is confusing for people. So we started writing on the labels either shimmer, or do I have one here that says flat somewhere here? Yes, I do. No, piece shimmer. Flat. So it'll say it on the label itself now. Now, not all of them do, sorry. But if it doesn't have the word flat, you know it's a shimmery. And the third kind is our glitzy, and they say it on the label, and they are only in a jar at this point. We have only one set of those. They are just shimmer. So the difference between our shimmery and flats, nothing other than the shimmer. The base product is all the same. So whatever I'm going to show you will work with any of our magicals. I am going to start, I kind of like sometimes the wet better to start with. And then you can just watercolor. And I actually love all of that veining that it's doing. So I'm just going to leave him. And then I'll do one here that is a wet on dry. And again, I took these colors and I just put a little water in here and mixed them. So whatever tone I get from here is what I'm going to end up on the paper. Now, if I want to take that same powder, and I'll use Fairy Garden here because he's kind of a cool color. If I want to use a lot less of the powder and more water, and I'm going to just do it right in here and over here and just add a huge amount of water. But what you can see is I get a variety of strengths, and now I just added him from the pre-mixed one. So I can make him as light and as dark as I want based on how much powder I use. Another super cool magical piece to our magicals is you've got this huge variety of all the way from the darkest you can get that color to the very softest, lightest, which I messed up by putting the other one in. But you get the idea. So those a little here. And then I, again, just put a little water in here. And this guy is part of our Natalie May set. We've got both a flat and a shimmer in Natalie's set. But you can see they behave exactly the same. The difference is the end product, whether you wanted just that vibrant color in the flats or if you wanted the vibrant color with the shimmer. So then our third type, which only comes in this 5-pack set, is just shimmer. And in our sprays, we call them Glitz Spritz that just have the shimmer. And in our magicals, we call them glitzy. And this is the only glitzy set. But the cool thing about him is you can use him just like you would a watercolor. And hopefully my paintbrush isn't too dirty as I demonstrate this for you. But you can paint with him, and as he dries, he is going to show just that shimmer on there. So I'll let him dry and show in a sec. The other thing I can do is that same sprinkle technique. I can just use this fan brush, and he's not going to have that rainbowing effect because the rainbow comes from the dye. However, I still can get that really kind of soft, subtly sprinkly look that's just going to be the shimmer. So now that they're dry, you can see this guy, the shimmer that's just sprinkled on there. And I would recommend, we do have a fixative in here, but if it's something that's going to be handled, a card or a journal, you might want to put a fixative on there. You can go anywhere from the expensive, fancy, workable fixative, which works amazing. You can do it in between each layer. Or you can go back to old school like Lindy did and use Aquanet hairspray. So you've got a whole range of things you can use. So these are the glitzy so that you can just see that shimmer. And obviously if I did it really thin watercolor, it would be even softer and just have that subtle shimmer. So those are the glitzies. And then to show you the difference between, remember this was Sea Turtle Teal, and this is Own It Orchid. He's a flat, he's a shimmer. Straight on, and I don't know how the camera's gonna show it or not, but straight on they look pretty similar. But when you turn them, you can really see that shimmer versus no shimmer. So these are our flats, and these are the starburst or shimmers. And I'll show you this guy too, because Fairy Garden is pretty spectacular in his shimmery goodness too. One of the things we love about our magicals is how much of the rainbow you can get when you sprinkle versus paint. And every color is different. We don't have any idea of what our recipes are going to turn out like until they are done. But it's always fun to see where we're headed in our rainbow. And these are the under the sea colors that I just wanted to kind of show you the difference. So this is one of our spectaculars. He's called Manta Ray Gray. And you can see the shimmer is gorgeous. But look at that rainbow. The blacks and the grays do the most rainbowing of the colors, as what we have found. I am no dye expert, so. But you can also see that some of the softer colors have a nice rainbowing too, all the little pieces of the colors that make up that base color. This is just my little looky-loo book that you can see there. But that gives you just a nice difference between the two. So many options with these guys. So when we say Lindy's magicals are versatile, I wanted to show you how you can go outside the box of just watercoloring with your Lindy's. So really the world is your oyster, and I don't want to say that to just sound funny, but it is funny. But you really can add them to anything. People are using our magicals in resin. They're using them in clays and all the different art mediums. So I wanted to show you at least one sample of what you can do. And I've just got some golden light molding paste here. So I'm going to put him down on my mat. And then I think I will use, I think I'm going to do Sassy Sapphire here. And again, you can use you can have the shaker jar, you can have this guy, whatever you have, just add a little powder there. And again, that's my funky little ceramic scooper thing. I'm not sure what it officially was supposed to be before, but so you can see I've got the powder in there. I'm just going to start mixing. Some of the paste, I find if I add just a drop of water to our powder first, they mix better. But here with molding paste, it mixes up pretty well. And again, just like in painting, the more powder I add, the darker, deeper the color, the less powder, the lighter. So in this case, I've got this beautiful Sassy Sapphire. Don't judge my stencil. I know it's dirty. I am not a tidy crafter. So you just run it through the stencil like you would normally with any of yours. And then the fun thing is you can do all different colors and just make small little batches of them. Let's see if I can get this here. And there you go. Look at how cool that is. So another technique that we have come up with over time is to take one of these lovely brushes. I just got these on Amazon. And instead of hydrating stuff, you can just rub on our colors onto your surface to get that soft, almost chalky look as well. So I started with watercolor paper just because that's what I tend to use, and they're easy. So, and then I've got this stencil here. And then I'm just going to take a tiny bit on the brush, rub it around in my lid. You can do it on a piece of paper. You don't have to do my super fancy technique, but then you just rub along in here like you would any of your other powders. And you get that super soft technique. I would fix this with either a workable fixative or a hairspray just so that it stays there. But the other thing I can do is do a tiny little bit of spritzing, and you can see that color kind of coming through a little more. So you really can play around. Oops, I have a drippy drop. But you can play around with it then to get that hydration effect as well as the soft, subtle technique with the brush.